All right, Detroit Lions fan, we back in the building. Let's get it in. And if Gerard Davis beats out Jahlani Tavai, or Reggie Ragland beats him out, or Christian Jones and Jamie Collins have the ability to go on the inside, should the talks about Tavai being a bust start? Let's talk about it. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Rookie year, you give him a pass, even though most people felt that they reached for Tavai. I think in the second round it was last year. He kind of played, outside. He played inside a little bit when Davis got injured in preseason. At this point, if he don't start over Ragland or Davis in the middle linebacker position, I think you start to hear the inklings about him not being a good draft pick, all right? Last year, he's a rookie. The middle linebacker position is the quarterback of the defense. It's something to adjust to. It might take a couple of years to adjust to playing middle linebacker in the National Football League. I think we got one of the best middle linebackers in the NFC North. I think he maybe with Kuechly retiring, he might be the second best middle linebacker. I think he's the most underrated player in the league, and that's Eric Kendricks. Loved him coming out. I believe he came out of UCLA. I was wishing the Lions would have drafted him in his range, sideline to sideline, tackling. And if Tavai can become as good as Eric Kendricks or better, the Lions going to have for sure, I think, Hall of Famer on their hands there. But we'll see. This is a messed up offseason as well. This offseason is probably going to buy some coaches and some players some more time, because you're probably not going to get the reps that you need to get in OTAs and mini camps and the mental reps you get from being in the facility. I know they try to do the virtual workout, but really how good is that going to truly work out? For most players, some players, are more hands-on. You can tell them, but until they actually do it, they can't figure it out. And that's how I learned, coming up. You can tell me, but until you physically have me do it, then at that point I can master it. So I think we can give him a pass this year if he doesn't really start and get up to par, because of how the offseason was. He did come into last year with a shoulder injury through college. But, it's going to be starting some Gerard Davis whispers. I think the Lions said they want to retain him, but then pick up the fifth-year option on him, only because he's a high-character guy, and that's it. The Lions value high-character guys more than most or your average NFL franchise, but, I don't see why shouldn't he click in. It clicked for him this year. I expect him to start at the middle linebacker position. I believe Davis, that boat has left the dock. He is a situational player. I mean, if you want to blitz him from the middle, blitz him off the edge and use his speed in a type of way, he can't cover, flip the hitch, jam, zone, drop to the middle zones. He can't, play man-to-man. I mean, just keep trying to force Davis into a position is insanity, because you're expecting different results, but the results are always going to be the same. That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and again, but the results are remaining the same. And with Davis, it's nothing going to change with him. Like I said, he's a shoestring tackler. He's not a short tackler. He's not big. He's not strong. He's athletic. But then again, he's athletic and can't cover. So he's not a coverage linebacker. He's not a sideline-to-sideline tackling linebacker. He doesn't plug the holes. So really, it's at the point where maybe it may click for him in his fourth year. Like I said before, the middle linebacker position it takes time to marinate and learn. And sometimes at once, it starts to click. And that's why you don't see a lot of inside linebackers, get drafted high. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a developmental position, something like tight end, because it's just so many things you got to learn. Most of the times you have to learn everybody's assignment. Like I said, it's the quarterback position, the defense. You have to learn everybody's assignment on the defense. You got to know if they stunting up front. If they sliding the line. You got to be able to call out what the offense is doing. Basically, you matching wits with different quarterbacks, and it's a tough position. So in actuality, I wouldn't write Jared Davis off, because you have to learn so much, but it doesn't really look like, how can I say it? It doesn't really look like he's good at any one thing. Even if you tell him to get the quarterback, he overruns the quarterback. You tell him to tackle, he misses the tackle. You tell him to cover in zone, he can't cover. You tell him to cover in man, he can't cover. So he does nothing well. Some linebackers, you go in there and say, you know what, he can plug the run on first down. You know what I'm saying? Some linebackers you say, oh, he can play pass coverage on passing downs. You know, some linebackers are situational linebackers. You know, some linebackers can even get it off the edge and rush or rush from the from the middle linebacker position and rush to the inside up the A gap or whatever and get you a quick pressure. Davis just doesn't specialize in anything but being an athlete that can't play football. So the chances of it all coming together for him, he doesn't have the skills at all. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the skills at all, you know what I'm saying? Even to be a situational linebacker. So Reggie Ragland, he more of a thumper. He could plug the hole on rundowns, you know, really in coverage. I'm not sure how good he is. I just know he one of those old, big, slow, thumping linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Where you wouldn't probably want him covering backs and tight ends or fullbacks out the backfield. You want him to really plug the holes and provide help in the run defense. So he's more of a run stopper linebacker, one of those big neck roll wearing linebackers. Maybe he is athletic enough and do well in the past. I really ain't really followed his career, but he really hasn't started a lot in Kansas City. It don't look like, you know what I'm saying? It seems like they use him as a situational linebacker. So not sure what he brings. I just think he a linebacker that's gonna help on known rundowns. You know, he should be a part of the Detroit Lions acquisitions they made this year to help shore up the run. That's Nick Williams, Danny Shelton, and himself. Those are 3 run stopping specialists that we do have. So I wouldn't expect Reggie Ragland to come in and start unless Tavai and Jared Davis is non-existent. And don't forget, you got Christian Jones and Jamie Collins that can play some interior linebacker as well too. Especially, you probably want them in on passing down. So, you know, they got a really, really versatile linebacker core. You know, they can do a lot of different things. But with Tavai, I mean, even if it don't take off this year, it's still hope. But then again, it's like a tight end position. If Hockenson don't come in and have a great year this year, then who they gonna compare him to? He drop balls or he get holding calls or his numbers not that good. He gonna be compared to Ebron, Pettigrew, and then also gonna be heat on Stafford about not being good with tight ends, which I think is a bit or a tad unfair to him. But you're gonna hear that talk about that. So with Tavai, if he don't really perform well and play well, and I think he played pretty well last year. They had him play on the outside, a little bit on the inside. I think he played pretty well last year. So if he don't play well, then he's going to be compared to, you know, Gerard Davis. Or is he another bust? You know, that's what you're going to hear. So, you know, it's very, very imperative for him to step it up this year. And I believe he will. I see the talent. He can tackle. He covered better than Davis, I believe. Even though he's not as athletic. But coverage is not just about being fast. Most people get caught in the Madden persona where you got to be fast to be a cover corner. Cornerback is about technique. You got to have some speed to cover the deep balls, but it's about technique. You know what I'm saying? Being able to, you know, get your hands on the receiver or jam them or play off coverage and be able to read and react. Able to read the quarterback in zone and play the ball skills. Able to turn around and play the ball. Able to, you know, intercept the ball if you can. You know, able to, you know, jump route. I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. Athleticism is definitely a must at that position, but technique, being able to read the receiver, read defenses, know what they're gonna do, and you know, its coverage is definitely different. So you can have a lot of guys that's less athletic than Davis, but better in coverage. You know, so like I said before with Tavai, I would grant him an additional year, but definitely because of what's going on with the coronavirus and the virtual workouts. But definitely you see an opportunity. You see it's going to be some guys that see an opportunity to slander him and say he another bust. And, you know, rightfully so because, you know, they haven't drafted well. You know, Tease Tabor, you know what I'm saying, he didn't do too well. I mean, they picked up Damon Snacks Harrison. He didn't do too well here. So obviously when you don't draft well, then you have history of you drafted another middle linebacker in Davis that didn't work. You had history. You drafted, you know, not Bob Quinn, but they drafted tight ends before and it didn't work. It's going to be a lot of pressure on Tavai and TJ Hockenson to really persevere this year and produce. So they're able to rise above the bull job and produce this year. I think it'll be you know, great for the Lions. And the Lions, if those two players play well, the Lions probably gonna be in contention to win a division and probably get a playoff win. All right, and hopefully a home game where fans will be allowed. So, you know, I don't think Tavai is going to have to worry about that. I think he steps up this year. He starts in the middle linebacker position, and that's going to be all she wrote. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, video request. Twitter's the easiest way, then Facebook, then Instagram. I really on Instagram. Appreciate the love, support. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal, description. Best way to donate is share the video. Let me know what you guys think. We gone.